Hello there, this is Captain Lights from Serverhorse, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to upload a world to your server. So let's say I downloaded a world from Planet Minecraft, or perhaps I have a world save from maybe a single player world or maybe from another server, and I'm trying to take this world and upload it to another server. By the way, this will also work for any other hosting company. Since we are Serverhorse, we're going to be using Serverhorse as an example here, but if you use a different hosting company, it'll be pretty much the exact same steps. They may have more limited versions of this. Perhaps you'll have to be forced to use FileZilla, but depending on the situation, you may be able to use some of the similar methods that we'll be going through in this video. So we'll make this very, very brief, and we'll go right into the video here. So as you can see here, I pulled up the folder with the world, and I have it basically zipped up here, or tarred essentially, which is essentially the same thing. Tar is just a more secured version of essentially compressing. Now, if your world file is just downloaded as a folder, it'll be the same steps. It just means it might take a little longer because it's a bigger file. So I would recommend compressing it as a zip or something like that, but you don't necessarily need to do that. It just might take twice as long to upload if it's a big world. So if it's big, definitely look into zipping the file or tarring the file. But you can see here, this is the file right here. So one way you could do this is in the panel.serverhorse.com panel, you can go to the management here and then the file manager. And depending on the size of the world file or the zip that has the world file in it, the world file is like a folder, right? So this is the default world, so you'd want to name it this. We'll go into that in just a moment here. And basically, what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm just going to grab this file here, and let's just see if this is going to be small enough to upload just by dragging and dropping. You can see that in this case, it is small enough. As you can see here, it has a progress bar, so I can just drag and drop and boom. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass forward and show you the next steps here. And then I'll show you the other alternative way if dragging and dropping doesn't work for you. So as you can see here, we just finished up, and you can see that we have this tar file, or a zip would work as well. And it's in the folder here, or in the file manager here at serverhorse.com. Now, if I want to go ahead and essentially switch the world, let's say that this is my default world and I don't care about the existing world on the server. Let's say I turned on the server for the first time and I don't care about the existing world. I just want to log into the server and already be into the world that I had saved before. Then you can go and delete the world folder here. And if you don't care about the nether and the end connected to that world, you can also delete these as well. But this would essentially allow you to rename this once I decompress this, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second here, to the name world, and that'll essentially be the default world, and you'll log into that world. You can also change what the default world is by going to the server.properties file, but that's for a different video. But if you wanted to change what the world name is as the default world, you can do that as well. You can also use a plugin called Multiverse to essentially load in worlds and just teleport to different worlds. But we're not going to go into Multiverse in this video. So what I'm going to do is just delete this world here in the example server that we have here. And now you can see we don't have that anymore. Now what I'm going to do is decompress this. See how I click that? So I just click these three dots here, and then it go ahead and it decompresses the tar here, as you can see here. And a zip would work the same way. So I would just click on the three dots here and then go ahead and hit decompress. And it should already be decompressing. It probably is already done. And you can see this is the name of the world. In this case, it's called Animation World, right? So this is the example world that we're going to be uploading to the server. Now we're going to give it a couple seconds. And now that I've waited for about a minute just to verify that we've given it enough time to decompress, most worlds should decompress within a few seconds or a few minutes. But if it's a giant world, definitely give it like 15 minutes just to make sure you don't start changing the name as it's decompressing, just in case. So just give it a little bit of time if you have a giant world, okay? Anything bigger than like 2 to 100 gigabytes, anything like that, give it some time. So what I'm going to do here, since I just want this to be my only world in the server, I'm just going to rename this to World. Bam, there we go. As you see, now if I boot the server, I'll log into this world, which is the world that I want it to be. Now, in a situation where essentially this doesn't work, and maybe you have a giant world and you're not going to be able to upload it through just dragging and dropping it, and it's not going to let you, all you would need to do is download a software called FileZilla. There are other FTP clients out there, but this is my personal favorite, so we're going to go over this one. So you would download FileZilla for client right here, and then once you have the software, you would essentially go into the software and type in the information. And in Serverhorse, you can see the information would be in the SFTP details tab right here. So you can just click this and it'll copy it to your clipboard. So for example, this is the connection address. So I'd copy this, and then I would go ahead and paste this into the host tab. Then I would go back over here, copy the username, And I would go ahead and paste this into the username tab. Then I would type the password of my panel login. So essentially the password that you log into the Serverhorse panel with. You would type that in here, and then you just hit quick connect. And as you can see, it's instantly logged in, and you can see we have the same files right here. So you can see that we have that world that we uploaded. We can see that we have that tar file as well. And then all I would have to do is just drag and drop the folder or the world compressed file into here, right? So I'll just drag and drop right here, and then it would just go through this system instead. Basically the same idea, it's just a different process because this is a better way to do it for bigger files, and it's more secure for bigger files. So this is definitely how you want to do it if it's a big file. So that pretty much wraps up this tutorial video. If you guys have any questions, let us know, and we'll see you in the next video.